A story about success. At 23, I became responsible for taking her life. I could have never imagined that I would ever be responsible for taking someone else's life. It was the evening of Friday, 17 July 2009, so my friends and I decided to go to a bar, even though I was not allowed to be there because 3 months earlier, I'd had my license suspended for drink driving and I was on probation. When we got to the bar, my friends asked me, "Nathan, are you driving?" I said, "No, obviously not. I'm on probation. I don't even have a license now." We partied and drank all night. We finished a bottle of whiskey and 13 shots of tequila. I was absolutely shit-faced. A girl named Priscilla Owens, who had just moved from Alabama, was older than us, and she was supposed to take me home. I remember my friend Mike also saying, "Nathan, are you sure you're not driving?" I replied, "Oh no man, I'm drunk. She's driving and she's gonna drive me." I said goodbye to my friends and we've headed for the car. But just as we were leaving the bar, something happened. I don't remember what exactly, but somehow Priscilla gave me her car keys. I remember every moment. I remember the atmosphere in the car. I remember what we were talking about. I remember everything, every little detail. I remember the shorts I was wearing. I distinctly remember all those moments for the rest of my life. I remember the words I heard from Priscilla. I remembered so clearly and distinctly every letter, every vowel, her intonation. And the last thing I heard her saying was, "Tree." I woke up only the next day in a hospital bed. The ambulance report said, when they arrived on the scene, there was only one person in the car, just me, and that I had crashed into a tree at about 19 kilometers per hour. There was no braking distance, so I haven't even tried to stop. When the crash happened, Priscilla wasn't wearing her seatbelt, and she was thrown forward towards the windscreen. A beer crate, which was on the back of the passenger seat, was catapulted forward, and that crate flew into her. When I woke up, I had no idea if she was dead or alive, but I knew it was bound to be reported in the local papers in the morning. The paper boy showed up at about 4 o'clock. As he was pulling up to the hospital, it felt like a slow-motion movie to me. I leaped up, grabbed the paper, opened it, and read the headlines. Accident, casualties, death. At 23, I was liable for taking her life. Then that girl's family wanted to contact me. I called them, but what could I tell them? That I was sorry? They were telling me, "Listen, Nathan, Priscilla was sober, it was her car, and we can put all the blame on you," which I totally disagreed with. It was all my fault. I was driving. I don't care how drunk I was. It was my fault. But they said, "Look, there is no reason to ruin two families. We want you to know that we forgive you, even though we don't even know you. But do us a favor, just try to make this world a better place. Make sure Priscilla didn't die in vain. Do something meaningful." I got sentenced to 5 years, 5 long years. When I went to prison, I promised myself that I would do anything to show how to make the right choices. I had every reason to say that life sucked. That's it, that I gave up. I was raised in a dysfunctional family. I felt pain and suffering all the time. I had suicidal thoughts. I had problems with drugs and alcohol. But in prison, I had a moment of clarity. I realized that all I'd been doing all my life was blaming everyone around me and looking for excuses for my problems. But it wasn't my parents who made me go to the bar, and they certainly didn't put me behind the wheel drunk. And it wasn't their fault I got kicked out of school. I was broken and confused then, but I told myself I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't quit doing anything. I made mistakes the first time, the second time, but you will make mistakes as long as you are trying to do something. I had to stop blaming everyone around me and take charge of my life. Changes do not happen by chance. Changes always follow a meaningful choice. Today I will change my attitude. I will work on myself. I will be responsible for what I do. From now on, let my actions speak for themselves. I will learn to make the right choices. I'm going to be a decent person with my own principles and values. I will be honest with myself. I will stand up for what I believe is right and try to become just a little bit better every day. These are the attributes of a successful man. If you want to achieve something in life, you have to be willing to do things you've never done before. If you think like, I can do it all on my own, you can. First of all, make your choice, and everything else will follow. I wrote "Change the World" and pinned it to the window of my cell. And every time I woke up, I realized that by making a good decision, I was moving the world towards good things. I live with 3 principles, and I promise they will change who you are. Work hard, make the right choices, and value people. I am not able to control what you think of me, but I'm in control of the reactions and actions I do in my life. I do control it. I don't let external factors influence me. I have control of my life. It can be difficult, it can be hard. Sometimes you see obstacles in front of you and you think, I'd better just give up. But I remember what my father told me. If you don't give up, if you overcome the difficulties that were not easy for you, then no one can take their conquest away from you. By making good decisions, you move the world towards good things. I did a lot of bad things and made terrible decisions. And here's what I've learned. Never base your self-esteem on what other people think. They're not your metric or value system. You are who you are. Your actions speak for themselves. Our lives are nothing but the cumulative effect of the decisions that we made. Stop blaming everyone else for your problems. Take responsibility for your life. Don't depend on the masses and make your own decisions. Inspire people. This is your life. Don't miss it. Did you like the video? Like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's grow together.